Peace and love, creatives. I have a confession to make. I have a problem. I have subscribed to yet another art subscription company. Yeah. Send help or not. Enjoy. Just enjoy what's going on here. That's all. Just take it in. Here are the two artists. I believe they get picked to do the art for the top of the box. Maybe they email their work or something like that. I'm not too sure. I'll look into that. But these two boxes are previous boxes from the company. One is the November box of this year, and then the other is the August box of this year. I like that they feature artists on the top of the box and they have all their information. So that if you do like their art, you can always follow them on their socials and all that. I think it's cool. Let's get into it, shall we? Fix the camera. Take out my little perfect companion, right? Hi. That's nice. Let's see what we got in here. First thing is the featured artist. It's beautiful. Her artwork reminds me of a YouTuber that I watch, Katie Riles. She's very similar art style. It's really nice and pretty. But this is not her. But that's the artist's information if you want to follow them. And I'll leave it right on the side so we can look at her while we take out the other pieces of supplies. This comes with a breakdown of what you get in the box, but we're not going to look at that. Let's just look at what we get in the box. All right, so first thing we get is a Hahnemühle SketchBox exclusive 300 GSM watercolor pad, and it's hot pressed. So hot press has no texture really on the watercolor paper. While cold press has a lot of texture. So that's your difference pretty much with hot and cold press. Depending on how you do art, that matters. I like SketchBox. They're one of my favorite companies for the US. But their sketch pads are always long like this, and I can't get with it. I just can't. Next thing we get is a Princeton Velvet Touch Chisel blender, size 4. It's a mixed media brush. It's supposed to be good for blending. I really like that. It's nice. Next three things we get are the Emote fine liner markers. They're made by Uni, so they should be good quality. We got it in a light green, an emerald, and a sea fog. So that one was the sea fog. That's the light green. And this is the emerald. Very, very fine. And next is the Kurbataki graphite paste. It's a high. I'm gonna read what it says on the description of it. It's a high viscosity medium that has metallic shine and matte texture or traditional graphite in liquid form. Try diluting this medium to create a value of range. And then we get the Holbein acrylic gouache in the color deep green. And yeah, I was very excited for that. That's actually why I got this box. I love me some acrylic gouache. Still learning how to use it though. Next is the Noor Geoconda white charcoal pencil. I guess that's for like detail or something. And a Copic multi-liner in black and a 1.0, and that's a thick boy. Very nice. Lastly, we have the SketchBox sticker. And that's that for that box. I'm gonna move it out of the way. And let's see what we get in the next box. There's some really good goodies in these boxes. I love when the companies have these sales. It's just so much fun to get discounted boxes. This is the featured artist for that month, and there's their information. So with the featured artist, they basically, I don't know if I've ever explained it, they are given the mediums that they're going to put in the box to use and make art with. They use it, they make the art with it, they submit it, and then you have the featured artist. So all the stuff that's used on the illustration you can find in the box. First thing I take out is an Archer and Olive acrylograph pen. And this is in the color white. And I don't know why I guess it makes sense, but I don't understand why it's wrapped in plastic. I don't get that. It was very annoying to open, but I actually have been looking forward to using these, but being that I have my Poscas, I really, they're very expensive, and to spend money on something that I really already own, just not the same company, was a waste to me. But I've always wanted to try these, so I'm glad they came in a box, and I can't wait to give them a whirl. The next color we get is in the color navy, and you can't fool me this time. I learned how to open it from the first debacle. So they're basically like marker pens. So you pump them to get the acrylic ink flowing through the pen. Very cute. Super excited. Next thing we get is a pencil. This is Noor Toisen Dior. I don't know, graphite pencil in a B. It's soft lead, and it's good for sketching and laying down quick lines or adding shadows. Our paper that we're going to use today, well, with this box, is a custom hand toned watercolor paper in 200 GSM. It's a gray color and it has 15 sheets. Now, this one is 200 GSM, so it's not going to take as much water as the 300 GSM in the other box. And then we get a little travel water brush, and this one is made by Kuretake. It's a Kuretake Zig Brush H2O Petite, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, you put the water in, you flip it over, and you paint, and then you're done. Throw the water out and close it up. That's cute and nice for travel. And the pièce de résistance, the reason why I actually got this box is the Kuretake Zig Watercolor Palette. These are adorable. It comes in like a little mini CD case, which is cute. It comes with a nice amount of paint. Like, number one, the variety is like huge. But number two, that's a decent amount of paint, especially with these paints. They are very much thick, like thicker in consistency compared to your traditional watercolor. Our next item was a Color Sparks watercolor powder. And it's a Wisteria watercolor powder. Yeah, it's beautiful. And the sticker. So now let's see what we're gonna do with this. We have a lot of art supplies, and I plan on making one art piece, or maybe more, with this. Now, before I get into it, I took that long sketch pad and turned it into a book, because it doesn't make sense for that. I don't like that length. It doesn't work for me. So I kind of took the entire sketch pad apart and turned it into a book using all of the stuff that was in the sketch pad. So now we're gonna swatch and check out all of the items that we have, so that, you know, I have an idea of what they look like on the paper, how they work. So yeah, so these are the Emote fine liners, and then I try out the Copic multi-liner, and I make a nice dark line so that I can see how my white Archer and Olive acrylic pen works. So I'll let that dry before I put that other one on. This is the Kuretake Graphite paste. It's thick and kind of sticky. It's like a sticky consistency if you don't add water. So there's that. I don't know what to do with it, but I incorporate it into the art. That's me trying to use the charcoal pencil on top of the Copic liner. Didn't work. And there, I'm putting down the acrylic gouache. I know how it works. I just want to see the color on the paper. I like the paintbrush that it came with. It's definitely going to be used. And now I'm just filling up the travel watercolor brush to try out the Kuretake. So I'm going to prep the Archer and Olive acrylograph pen. And that navy, I don't think I have a navy in Posca, so that navy is going to come in handy. And then I just spray the watercolors to activate them. And like I said before, these watercolors are so much thicker than normal traditional watercolors, so they're gonna it's beautiful. Now trying to get the white one was a little bit harder because you can't tell when it comes down, so I'm like, okay, let's go, guy. I end up moving to like another surface and pumping it on that. There we go. I'm just getting the brush ready to receive some watercolor, and I'm just wetting the paper to see how the watercolor travels on it, if it does at all. Not really, but that's okay. So these colors are gorgeous, and I don't know what order I went in with them, to be honest with you. I think. Yes, okay. I'm trying to give you the colors as they are. So I went from, I think, turquoise blue to indigo to Indian red, and then the white gold, and then I went to the yellow ochre, and then the next one is the malachite and olive green, then forest green, and then I went into the black cadmium orange, carmine, and cadmium yellow. And they're all so pretty. I'm definitely going to play around with these off camera. I think they're just like perfect. You can shove them in your pencil case and just, take it on the go really easy, and you have a variety of color. And because of the variety of color, you can make new colors. Now this thing was like, it was just so much fun to use that I ended up doing a separate art piece with it. It just, I love a good spread. And first I put it, I dilute it, I make it into like a water, but I end up making like a little water bubble, like I just put down water on the paper, and I just want to see what happens when you just put the powder on it. Oh my God. Like, I can do that all day and just watch that happen. That's so cool. So I'm just seeing if the graphite is erasable, because it's graphite, so, but it's not. I also wanted to see if it was re-wettable. It is. I think the Copic would have been better if I let it dry overnight, but it did re-wet, and so did the fine liners. The acrylic shouldn't re-wet, but I must have not let it dry enough, so it re-wet a little bit. So now I'm just like, I gotta wait for this to dry in order to do any artwork. Let me move it to the side and play with something else. So we did get two types of paper in the two different art boxes. So I put that to the side, and I get the toned paper, which is nice, but it was thin. It was thin, which I wasn't crazy about, because it definitely it buckled. Didn't stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I just had to be a little bit more creative. Look at how it spreads. And you just let it sit, and just it spreads more and more and more. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Then I got my spray bottle, and gave it a little bit of a spritz to help it along. I just was in the, like, not in the zone, but I kind of just like, you know, mellowed out and just let the art take me to wherever it wanted me to go, kind of thing. And this was fun. I enjoyed it. I'd like to use different paper and do the same thing, just to see how it, you know, reacts to the different types of paper. The color sparks, the powder. So now, since I am working on 2 different pieces, I figure I'll let that dry and try to do some art on the sketchbook that I just made. I was gonna move it to the side, but I forgot that I have a project underneath that I walked away from, because sometimes, you know, you need to walk away from things and come back to them, but I still haven't revisited it and it's been a while, but I digress. So I just end up moving everything, you know, over a little bit so that I don't have to worry about you guys seeing the monstrosity that's under. No, I'm just kidding. So that you guys don't get a sneak peek before it's time. I don't even know if I will show that, actually, to be honest with you. But anyway, I was putting washi tape on here, but that washi tape was way too thick for the page. It would take up a lot of the real estate on the page, so I have less to work with. So I find a thinner washi tape and I put that around. Yeah, so here I am trying to take inspiration from the art that was provided. So I was thinking of maybe just doing like a silhouette of a face. Well, and I like the idea, but there are two featured artists, and I wanted to incorporate both pieces, not just the one. So I ended up moving the silhouette over to the side. And like that, I had more space for whatever I was going to put on that side, which I wasn't 100% sure at this point what I was going to do. So I decided to go with like Arabian Nights kind of background. And I made the buildings seem, that like with that vibe. And the girl is looking towards it. I don't know, maybe she was on a long journey and she's looking to her home with a new, fresh look because she has been on this voyage for so long. I don't know. You make the story up. But I just wanted there to be shapes of buildings in the background. I didn't want it to be very very detailed. Just the idea that there are buildings and they're far away and she's looking towards them. I just wanted to put some highlights from the moon, the lights from the inside of the buildings, and then I outlined them with the Copic liner and gave her a little bit of an outline as well. Oh, the dreaded peeling of the washi tape. Oh, it ripped my paper up, but that was my fault. I was impatient and I didn't wait for the paper to dry, so I ripped it many times, but it's okay. It still looks good and it looks okay. That's not my favorite piece. I'm not too sure how to use the white charcoal pencil, so I try to give her like a little bit of highlight with it. It wasn't working, so I moved away from that. And then I realized that I didn't use the fine liners at all. So I was like, all right, let me do another piece over here with them. Now, these liners, they're really, really nice. I like them a lot. I just don't know, for me anyway, if I'm going to use them to do like art with them. Like, this is more for like, for me. I'll use them for journaling and writing in my my planner and all that. But I quickly realized that it's not the look I wanted to go for. Maybe the paper, if it was different, I'm not sure. I don't know if I would revisit those again. They weren't my favorite. Yeah, they weren't my favorite supply in the box. Speaking about box, these boxes were included in the subscription that I signed up for. It was an offer to get 3 free boxes with my purchase of a subscription to SketchBox. So I got 3 free boxes on top of a discount on the monthly subscriptions. So the total came out to like $320 for a year's subscription, and that's with shipping. The shipping was really pricey. It was like $75 for shipping, which I find kind of crazy, and honestly it's what pushed me away from even getting SketchBox in the past. But because of this deal, I was like, you know what, I'm getting a Christmas gift for a friend, for my family member. I'm also getting a really good discount on the sub box, so let's see if it's worth it. So I broke it down to if I don't include the free boxes, the boxes were like $21 each box, retail value, and I think that's a good starting point, especially when sometimes they're kind of stingy, to be honest, with their stuff, and they really mark up the value of certain items to the point where you know you're not going to pay that price if you go shopping online or in a local store. But it came out to like $245 for 12 months of boxes, so 12 boxes, which we'll see together if it is truly worth it. I hope it is. I liked, for the most part, I liked what I got in these 2 boxes, and it was free, so that's pretty cool. And then I took that piece that I did what do you call that? The Color Sparks watercolor powder, and I just drew eye shapes all around the paper with the Archer and Olive white acrylic pen, and then I went in with the charcoal pencil and made like little crescent shapes, and then I'm making, the eyes with the graphite, right? What is it called? Yeah, the graphite paste. And then I kind of wanted to go around the eyes again and make them stand out a little bit more. So I started with the charcoal pencil, and it wasn't giving me the look I wanted. I tried to make it look a little more like pastels and take that to that level, but I didn't like the way it looked. So I moved back to the Archer and Olive acrylic pen just to make them stand out more, because they weren't popping. And I don't think it has to do with the acrylic pen. I think it has to do with the fact that the powder is reactivating with the pen. So that's that. I don't know, what do you think about this piece? I did them to make them look like eyes, and I finished it up later on. I'm just waiting for them to dry, so I go and move over to the piece that I was doing first, and just give her hair a little bit more definition and all that. And I color in the last bit of the fine liner. I didn't like the fine liners. They were hard to use. And then I went in with the pearl. What was the name of that? White pearl? Oh, white gold. White gold. It's like a pearlescent. So I put it on top of the graphite, and I also go in on the drawing next to that one and just put a little bit of excuse me, the gold, the white gold on certain parts, just so that it had a little shimmer to it. And then I put a little bit of shimmer on the inside of the toned paper as well. I had realized that I really didn't use the Kuretake watercolors as much as I, thought I would use them when I picked out the boxes in the first place. Right now I'm just making a border with the Kuretake cadmium yellow. And I like the way it came out. I felt like it was just too much white, so I went in and gave it a little bit of a yellow hue with that same color. As I'm putting the yellow in the background of this one, it kind of reactivates the Color Sparks powder, and I didn't mind it. I liked the way it looked, so I just went with it. And then just finishing this off with some eyelashes and a little bit of definition using the Copic liner. This was fun to do. I really, really like this piece. I know it's kind of weird with all the eyes and everything, but it was fun to do. Sometimes art, like when you do, well, for me anyway, sometimes when I'm making my art, I don't expect to make a masterpiece every time, and that is a given, but I had so much fun, just the process. I had fun with the process of this one. The outcome, but the process was so much fun. I like the eyes, but it might be creepy to some of you. And once I'm done with the video, I go and finish up the sketchbook, because I made the sketchbook but I didn't secure the spine of it. So once I was done with this video, I did secure the spine. Okay, so all in all, we got the acrylic wash, we got the Kuretake watercolors, colors in all. We got the white charcoal pencil, we got the Copic fine liner, and the Koh-i-Noor graphite pencil, the two Archer and Olive acrylic pens, the Uni Emote fine liners, which, the Princeton Velvet Touch Chisel blender, the Kuretake Zig brush petite, and the Sparks powder, which I really, really liked, and the Kuretake graphite paste. So total retail value for the two boxes came out to $97.04, and that's according to SketchBox, not any research that I did. I think it was worth it for me because I got 3 free boxes on top of a discount to a 12-month subscription to New Art Supplies. I can't wait to see what else we get. Peace and love, guys.